on this matchup between the Big Green Meanies taking the win 117.1 against the Mike Swine Riders. Yeah, I didn't read that right. I'm doing it one more time.
I don't even know why you even read it, because we don't.
I'm just gonna say Swine. I don't know why, because just reading it, I just say it.
I don't know how to pronounce this.
Meanies? You know this guy?
Yeah, I know who exactly Mark is, but I don't understand what the name is though.
Man, we're cutting that again.
Right, no,
that's blooper shit right there. Your name's hard, dude.
I added
Middix, my dick is it? Oh, my dick, Swine Riders.
Yeah, maybe that's exactly what it is. That's just
a smart ass joke.
Yeah.
All right, that's blooper shit right there. What the fuck, man?
All right, yeah. I'll cut that up and add it in there.
This week on KFFL, Week 8.
Week 8.
Oh,
this is a crazy week.
Yeah. You are?
Oh, I'm James, a.k.a. Playmakers.
Oh, I am Frank, Pittsburgh Steelers fan with a winning record. I'm so
rubbing in. Well, the 49ers won, but we don't have a winning record.
Football's unpredictable right now in general. This is the weirdest week ever, but let's talk about fantasy.
Let's talk about fantasy, and I guess let's get into the weekly matchups. We'll talk about matchup number 1. Moose versus the Playmakers. Moose 62.4. Playmakers 114.1.
Man, just underperforming everywhere on Moose with the quarterbacks, run game. I mean, AJ Brown showed up, who hasn't been as consistent this season, but dang.
Yeah,
missing pieces everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah, no one showed up on his team.
Baker Mayfield just hates OBJ for some reason, too. I just don't understand that.
I don't understand why you're even playing OBJ, to be honest with you, at this point. What? You gotta do what you gotta do. And my team did okay. I mean, this is just an easy win. I didn't have to score that many points. And everybody played pretty well for me. And I guess Terry McLaurin, I don't know what I'm doing. You talking about up and down. That guy literally, if you look at his log, 1 week he's good, the next week is bad. I can predict how, next week he's gonna be good. Because he's falling up. I knew he was going to be bad. I said I shouldn't play him because on the prediction list, he's going to be bad this week.
And Tyler Lockett, who with Geno Smith, you don't know what's going to happen, but actually gets a good game this week on the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's some bull crap.
But quarterback's consistent. Todd Brady consistent. Deebo Samuel always having a great time. Deontay Johnson, just get you 9 points. That's your W2, W3 guy right there.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
So, yeah, it's pretty all right. So, let's go to matchup number 2.
Matchup number 2 because of Mike's Mafia taking the loss against Arm's Army, who's now 6-1 in the league, leading number 1. But let's look at the players. Right now, we just got done with Monday Night Football. Daniel Jones still putting out 16 points and still leading with Josh Allen, too. Both quarterbacks outscoring Kirk Cousins and Matt Ryan this week. Well, other than that, run game's horrible on both sides.
DeAndre Swift was extremely bad.
And then Pittsburgh defense shutting down Nick Chubb. Not entirely, but a decent amount.
This was just a low-scoring game, and so it came down to who was going to have the biggest score, and he had 29.3, his biggest 18.2.
Players who need to show up for Mike's Mafia, that the only ones that did were Hawkinson, who I haven't been expecting as a tight end to show up as much as he should, and then Randall Cobb. Very happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, he got that one touchdown that saved him. He was going to have a bad fantasy game if it wasn't for that.
DK Metcalf still doing great as usual.
Did you see that DK Metcalf catch?
Which one?
He caught a touchdown on the end zone, on the sideline, and he literally jumped over the D-back and caught it above his head and then snatched it back.
I think that dude can see the ball outside of his head. That dude has the camera above and he can see everything.
Oh, yeah. He just looked so much bigger. It was like, it's not even fair.
Other than that, what saves Armin's Army is, our projected MVP for fantasy football quarterback Josh Allen putting out 29.3 points. Man,
I don't know how he got so many points, because every time I looked at the Buffalo game against Miami, it just looked pathetic.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, you're playing against Miami.
Yeah, we're playing against Miami. They should have won easily, but Josh Allen came through. You know who didn't come through? We'll get to that guy later.
Ooh.
All right, let's go to matchup number 3.
Matchup number 3.
We got Bunnies versus Bounty Hunters, 100.2 to 125. So
another week, another interception for Patrick Mahomes, but still getting the win with the Bounty Hunters. 2 underperforming quarterbacks still able to beat out Joe Burrow and Tim Heineke with the rest of his team.
Yeah, his running backs came through with both of his running backs, Austin Adler and rookie Michael Carter.
Let's talk about all the right pieces. Chris Godwin being the favorite wide receiver this week.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill having a decent game. Eckler, who big flex on the league, decided to post himself on his own fantasy saying he was playing that day.
Oh, that's right.
Big
Did
flex.
He post it on Twitter?
Twitter or if not Instagram. One or the other. He let us know that he was going to be there and he showed up.
I didn't think football players were allowed to play fantasy football.
I don't think you're allowed to put money and put out info on there probably or some bullshit like that.
Well, anyways, yeah, he showed up.
Who's this Carter guy in the Jets? Because the Jets balled out this week.
You don't know? That's that running back, that rookie running back. He hasn't been playing. He's been playing okay, but he's been getting more and more carries, and then boom.
Show out game.
Yep.
Second game over 10, but it's over 20 for this one. That's a good win. That's a good show up.
Yeah, that's a good show up.
But man.
But look at that defense. Minus 2.5 points out. Well, I guess that wouldn't have cost him because he got a pretty handed lead. And what happened to the Bunnies? Like, how did the Bunnies drop? So, well, I mean, they did get 100 points.
Because Noah Fant didn't show up.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, weird game on Sunday against Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then, man, I like Joe Burrow. Still like him.
Yeah, he didn't really have a big game. I mean, he had 19 points, though.
DeAndre Hopkins still not.
Jamar Chase. She's used to Jamar Chase having like 20 plus points. He only had 12.
It's not that Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford combo we should be talking about.
It's not as good. They probably only have breakfast like once a month.
Once a week if they're lucky. Let's move up to the next matchup. Matchup between Meanies against the Swine Riders, taking the win 117.1 against 106.1. We got our favorite combo, Matt Stafford. We were just talking about with Cooper Kupp not breaking 50 but still breaking over 40 points.
Yeah.
Mixon still showing up on our favorite target for Joe Burrow. But James Winston got hurt, pulled out, still got the W. Even with 2 great quarterbacks performing over there for the Swine Riders.
Yeah, we got Claypool, who's got a pretty decent.
Claypool.
I mean,
well, no,
okay.
that wasn't. It was not,
Yeah,
that's W3.
Yeah.
Manuel Sanders, 4 targets, no points. That's upsetting.
That is upsetting. 0, a fat 0 for somebody who actually played the game.
And then Seahawks defense taking on the Jags.
I know that got him some points.
3 points right there. And then, let's talk about good pieces for Swine Riders. I'm not getting to win, but Amari Cooper being a fair target from Cooper to Cooper in Sunday's game.
That's true. But how soon do you think Dak's gonna be back?
I think he might be out one more week. I think they'd be smart about it if they want us to rest him. But that's inside info I might not know about. But hey, let's check it out.
Travis Kelce, 0.7.
I don't understand that.
Something happened, I missed it, but like he did some kind of like backflip or something. Got like some kind of crazy penalty.
Man, you're not even having a winning record and you're doing backflips. Alvin Kamara still, doing decent as running back.
Yeah, but all his wide receivers, except for Cooper, all his receivers didn't show up. Mike Williams with 1.9. He's the monster Charger wide receiver.
And then Darrell Henderson's still doing pretty good for the Rams.
All right, so let's go on to the last matchup. So on this one, we have Sacred versus Pigeons. 83.4 to 81.8. Close matchup. Let's take a look at the parts here.
You want your quarterback scoring at least 15 points, or at least on average, and none of these broke that with a low-scoring game between both teams on fantasy.
Kyle Murray and Jalen Hurts both shut down.
Hurting bad, barely, not even breaking 20 points. Actually, just hitting the 20-point mark on just 2 players. But then G. Harris, 18 points showing up, but wasn't enough.
Nope. And then Khalid Herbert, everybody thought he was going to go off on the 49ers. Nope.
Mike Evans, still a pretty decent target for Tom Brady, but it's weird when different games Tom Brady picks his favorite target, but I guess every defense is trying to figure out who to cover the most for
that's
Tom
what
Brady.
I think it is. The defense are like picking their poisons.
Tom Brady has too many targets to enjoy. It's kind of picking who's you're going to throw it to. You're going to luck out on getting a good receiver if you got points on them.
Right.
But And Mac Jones not performing as good. Derrick Henry getting hurt. Still playing the whole game, but only 68 yards.
Yeah, man. He looked slow and in pain every time he ran the ball, and I feel sorry for that guy.
Man, our thoughts are with Derrick Henry.
But look at old Elijah Mitchell. Man, the 49ers do just produce running backs. Like, it doesn't matter who the running back is. It could just be anybody, and they're going to produce.
And somewhere down the line. But, more upsetting news. Even still getting the win, Calvin Ridley inactive. Took himself out for personal reasons.
Yep.
Projected 0, getting 0.
Yeah, that sucks because I know he didn't know that he was going to get pulled out of there. And no one wants to start somebody that's going to get you a fat 0. Like old Emmanuel Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders is worse because he actually played.
He actually played. Calvin Ridley, personal reasons. I can understand that, but you wouldn't know that till the morning of. But,
Kyle really might have told him, and maybe the team, because you know how teams are, especially coaches. They be
they hold the news to the end.
Just like they had Dak out there warming up, like he was getting ready to play.
They gotta stop playing with us like that. But that's kind of funny. But nothing sacred. Still taking the win this week.
Yep.
Once again, our MVP is Josh Allen, who's supposed to be projected our top scoring quarterback for fantasy this year. 29.3, originally projected 26 points since going over the Miami Dolphins, doing well this week.
I mean, he should have did. I was just totally expecting him to do well, and yeah, he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
He's looking better and better every week. That dude's totally getting MVP this year.
Yeah, well, I don't see who else would be. Derrick Henry, but since he's out.
Yeah. Man, I just hope he's better.
Yeah, I hope at least he can come back.
He's a fun player to watch.
Back, yeah. He's a monster running back. So let's get on to the dog.
Dog of the week. Let's throw him up there. Kyler Murray. Sadly, the guy who I've been praising all season. We're finding small things about him that people are picking apart.
It's so weird that this is the week that he became the dog because he played against Green Bay with no wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. And Aaron Rodgers just showed up.
Yep.
And my thing is, I want to bet on Aaron Rodgers. You just don't bet against him.
No, don't bet against him. You bet on him.
Okay. Yeah, that was an interesting game. Yeah. Guy who picked off the last play was originally on the Cardinals practice squad about 3 weeks ago.
Yep, they were making a big deal about that.
That's some weird poetic justice.
It feels like there was some bad karma on the Cardinals. Maybe were they talking smack or something before the game?
Not that I know, but they riding high on that 7-0.
Yeah, well, they were the last undefeated team.
Was it 7-0 or 6-0?
I think they were 6-0. I think they were 7-0. Let's take a look, kind of look and see.
Anyway, they're riding real high on those wins. You know what I mean? Yep, 7-0. Yeah, NFC is looking real interesting. AFC is looking real interesting. You got weird teams beating out other teams out of nowhere.
Yeah, you got crazy players coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then injuries happening, and then it's gonna be really interesting to see how the next 9 weeks of football play out right now.
Yes, it is gonna be real interesting because teams are gonna have to change up. Because of injuries and stuff, they're going to have to switch their philosophies.
Or new division leaders, probably, because who knows how long Tennessee will maintain that lead. And then you got Lamar Jackson losing out to Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow losing out this week to the Jets from some guy who just stepped on for the first time ever. Yeah. Who is the best quarterback in the AFC right now? Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen.
It's Josh Allen.
They had some good games, but they just did it once. Let's see if they can do it again.
The only bad mark on Josh Allen, I'm going to say it like this, it's losing to Pittsburgh in the first game of the season.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.